husband was wrongfully convicted, how long would you wait for him?
6 months, max. And we've been together 15 years.
How long would you wait for her?
Forever. Don't lie.
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Taking a couple of days off from doing videos, just been pushing hard here in the building. I've got the entire thing framed, and I have my office area over there. Let me block the camera completely. I got my office area over there completely framed in. Next is insulation and dry board, and yeah, my studio will be up and running here, hopefully shortly. So thanks for being patient. I know I haven't done much work over the last couple days. I am doing streams over on Locals, though. I'm going to probably be doing a news stream, and I'm streaming Baldur's Gate 3, which I think I'll actually be streaming maybe tonight or tomorrow. So make sure if you're a supporter over there, make sure to check it out. And I'm sorry for the sound audio. Something's going on with my processor. It's always something new. From Tennessee. Thank God I live in Tennessee. No more paternity fraud. It is being proposed for mandatory testing, DNA testing upon birth for kids. Married or not, single, divorced, doesn't matter. They're looking to make it happen. Please understand I got a little bit of static. I apologize. This is the second cloud lifter I've gone through, and it sounds like this one's having trouble, so I'll have to find a new amplifying system. Anyway, from the Tennessean, new proposed bill will protect Tennessee's parents from paternity fraud. Representative Antonio Parkinson, a proposed bill will ensure that the actual biological father is listed on the birth certificate of the child. They say here recently, let me zoom this up for you. Recently, I was approached by a young man who told me he had been in a long-term relationship. Together, they had a son, and he was signed the voluntary acknowledgement of paternity. They were not married. So I guess here in Tennessee, if you're not married, the guy has to sign, yep, I'm dad. 5 years later, he found out the mother had been unfaithful during the time that they were together, and he had the child take a DNA test. The results proved that he was not the father. Subsequently, the relationship ended. The woman then sued him for child support. Let me put a pin in this real quick. When a man hears that that there's been, and this static is going to drive me nuts. I'm sorry. I'll get it fixed because it's in my headset and it's driving me crazy. When a man hears that the kid is not his, lots of things go through his head. First, he thinks, it's not my child. Even though I love them, it's very conflicting, especially, if you love the kid, but then you find out it's not actually your kid and it's the product of infidelity. That gives a man a lot of mixed emotions. Then on top of that, you also realize that while you were married, or at least dating, because these two weren't married, while you're dating, someone else was raw dogging and dropping loads in your woman. And you didn't know about it. And so there's the loss of that trust, and there's the loss of, it's just so many emotions, man. I can't even understand how men can process that. I really don't. They say in juvenile court, he presented the DNA evidence to the magistrate and was basically told, somebody's got to feed him, and it will be you. See, the problem is, it should be the actual father, and this woman probably knows who it is, number one. Number two, it should be her. It just should be her. That's all there is to it. She should be the one to take care of the kid on the own. Why is it up to a man just because he's a man and he got tricked? Why is it up to him to take care of the kids? I thought women are independent and strong and all these other things. I guess not. He was ordered to pay child support and found in arrears. Eventually, his license was suspended and he was pulled over and jailed for driving on a suspended license. Since in sitting in jail, he lost his job. This is the same thing that happened to my friend. One of the first, as a matter of fact, I think it's the third or fourth video I did on YouTube. Now, I took it down because I said F you like every 30 seconds, and YouTube was giving my channel problems because of that. But what I was talking about in that instance, in that video, and it's the same thing that applies here, is if you ever watch Goodfellas, there's the point where Joe Pesci's, the main protagonist there, I forget his name, Liotta, was playing the character in the movie. You don't have the money? F you, pay me. Oh, you're late on the bill? F you, pay me. Oh, and pretty soon, he was talking about the restaurant that the mob had invested in. He said, pretty soon they wipe you out. And he said, it's basically done. It's a racket. Well, that's what this is. This is a racket. Oh, you don't have the money? F you, pay me. Oh, you're in arrears? F you, pay me. We're going to suspend your license. And then you get pulled over. You don't have the money yet? F you, pay me. Okay, now you're going to jail. How are you going to make money when you're in jail? You don't have any money? F you, pay me. You can't pay me? You sit in jail. It's a scam job. They go on to say because he voluntarily signed and it had passed a 5-year period to resend the voluntary acknowledgement, he was deemed the legal parent. Through this process, the actual biological parent's child was taken from him, was stolen from him. So this is the weird part, right, is that they make it mandatory for 5 years, or you have a 5-year period to rescind it. That's when the kid's like a baby. Babies don't look like people. Like, you can't really look, unless the skin color is completely different. You can't look at a kid and say, that doesn't look anything like me. Something's up. But by then, it's too late. It says, finally, under this scenario, the child's right to have their legal biological father listed on the birth certificate. In some cases, their lives was stolen from them. Multiple reports state that 1/3 of the signatures on birth certificates from unmarried couples do not reflect the biological father's name. 1/3. If you're not married. Under House Bill 2698, Senate Bill 1777, unwed fathers could still voluntarily sign, but in order for the birth certificate to be officially validated, the signer must provide the results of a DNA test. I think that's great. So here they're saying, like, if you're unmarried, but I think it should be if you're married as well. And if a woman shames you, she says, oh, you don't love me, you don't trust me, look, hey, has nothing to do with that. I'm not protecting myself against you. I'm protecting myself against the court, the state. That's who I'm worried about, not you. That's what I'd tell a woman. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the state. This will ensure the actual biological father is listed on the birth certificate of the child. Tennessee Department of Human Services, who oversees the child support program, is fighting vigorously to kill the bill. Why? Because the department fears any changes in their enforcement rules could possibly jeopardize the $52 million in funding it received from the federal government for its child support enforcement programs. It's a racket. It's a racket. It's a scam, and the government's in on it. In addition, DHS could also potentially receive millions more for reaching a quota of 90% acknowledged births, with yet another bonus out there for exceeding the quota. So there's possibly a huge financial motivation to turn a blind eye to individuals blindly signing the VAP form. The DHS program actually aids paternity fraud by allowing unsuspecting putative fathers to blindly sign a birth certificate without DNA proof of actual biological fatherhood. And this is the gentleman that's representing them. Looks like Coach Greg Adams' brother. This is him. I actually looked him up. And you know something? I don't know if he's Republican. I don't know if he's Democrat. I don't care. This is a good move. Whoever's putting it forward, which is this gentleman here. Protecting the brothers, but protecting everybody. In fairness to DHS, there's a 60-day grace period to remove your name from a birth certificate. Also, a father can contest paternity in court where DNA tests will be ordered. 5-year period. Yeah, but that's not enough in many cases. They say all of this can be remedied by simply requiring a DNA test on the front to alleviate any challenges and potential emotional scarring for the child, the wrongly accused father, the mother. Nah, there's no scarring on the mother. This is her fault. And the rightful biological father. We always hear the words, do what's best for the child. As a state, we should do just that. So he's in Memphis, so he's probably a Democrat. He's probably a Democrat being in Memphis. Don't care. This is legit. This is a good law. I hope it goes through. Men should not be the scapegoats of women's bad actions. But that happens with no-fault divorce. It happens in paternity tests. It happens in everything. And quite frankly, men are just tired of it. So, guys, I'll leave it there. Just wanted to boil this out and throw this out there saying, hey, you know what? At least there are some states looking at this. This is something that I think personally, and look, I'll get a lot of flack from this from married couples or blue-pilled guys that say, oh, I love her, I trust her, I'd never worry about it. Okay, I get it. But in 1/3 of unmarried child pregnancy cases. 1/3 statistics here, at least in Tennessee. Maybe this is just in Memphis. I don't know, but at least 1/3 of them. It's too big a gamble. Don't take that gamble. Don't not only be financially responsible for the child, don't love that child if it's not yours, or get down the road to where you've fallen in love with a child, and don't love a woman that steps out on you. So, all right, I'll leave it there. I'll see if I can fix my audio. I've fiddled with it, but I haven't been able to fix it yet. I'll fiddle with it some more. I'll have another one out for you shortly.